Nah,
Yeah, I don't know what's next.
You don't know the words?
No.
Are you telling me you don't know Zulu?
No. I know Swahili.
Oh yeah? What is friend in Swahili?
Zumba.
That was one of the easiest ones. It's Rafiki.
Was it really?
Yes. Okay, so we're reviewing The Lion King. This is episode 1 of... What's this movie review series called?
Movie reviews.
I think Super Mega took that.
Did they really?
Yeah, they have a show called Movie Review Series.
Oh.
Walker Brothers Review.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 1 of Walker Brothers Review. We're starting with The Lion King, 2019.
The live action.
But actually, it's not live action. It's still animated.
Realistic computers.
Photoreal.
Yeah.
Actually, technically, this could count as a live action movie. There's one shot that's live action in the whole movie.
What? Is it the sun at the beginning?
I have no idea. I just saw Jon Favreau in an interview say that there is one, and he told you to try to look for it. I don't think it's going to be on the internet. Get off your phone.
I'm looking it up.
Ugh! Alright, so, first things first. What was the story of this movie?
The same.
It was the same? If you've seen the original Lion King, which I'm sure you have, it's the second highest grossing animated movie of all time after Frozen? Because I know it was the first up until Frozen.
Did it? I saw a thing about it. I think a lot of them since Frozen have beat it.
Really?
Yeah.
Or I'm talking about overall gross, not highest weekend, opening weekend.
No, I think it's...
Oh, well,
sure.
it's beside the point. Did we even do introductions? I'm Wesley. This is Phillip.
Yes. Hello.
We are the Walker Brothers of Walker Brothers Entertainment. Alright. So, thumbs up or thumbs down on The Lion King?
I give it a thumbs up.
I give it a shaky thumbs up, you know? Because it's the same story, so obviously it's still good. Because the original story was written so well. But, like, the animation of the original was so beautiful. This one, it looked real, it looked tangible, but I wouldn't say it's as beautiful as the original.
And one thing to consider is, like, the animation, and, you know, you look at it, and right now, it looks really good, but you know, we said the same thing about, like, PS2 graphics. You know, we said, oh, this is so beautiful, this is so realistic, you know, and in maybe 5-10 years, it's not gonna, you know, compare to the technology we'll have then, and we'll be able to make something even more realistic.
I could see that argument, but then again, if you went way back to PS2 era and, like, asked somebody, are these the best graphics? And they'd be like, oh, yeah. They'd be like, but can you imagine them if you looked over to your left and saw these, what you're seeing on the screen now, to your left? Would you be freaked out, or would you not think anything of it? They probably say I'd be freaked out.
Yeah, that's true.
But if I saw...
I'm not saying there's going to be a significant change, but I feel like they are going to at least get a little dated.
Yeah. Because, like, if I saw the Simba from this movie, you know, at the zoo, I would, you know, he's real. I could touch him. I could pet him. I want to pet this Simba more than the original one. Because the original one looks like paper.
That's true.
But, the thing is, I care more about the original one, though. Because this review is just probably going to be a whole lot of comparing to the original.
Yeah.
Because this new movie... Gosh, they had such a missed opportunity with the faces. These creatures, you know, we've been doing, like, talking animal live-action movies forever, like Cats and Dogs, the Air Buddies movies.
When I hear you say cats, and it reminds me of the trailer, and I just get shivers.
But yeah, those CGI abominations aside, You know, you go back to like Cats and Dogs and the other thing I just said, and all they could do was move the lips. Anything else would have been freaky. But these ones are made from the ground up. They're not puppeteering a real animal.
That's true.
So they can change. They can make the lips like smile. They can make the eyes pop more. And I saw a couple of shots where they like Zazu and Scar at the beginning of the movie. They had some facial expression. I was like, oh, okay. Maybe they'll do this throughout the whole movie. And then they didn't.
Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice any kind of like every now and then I could, like see, kind of like pay attention to like how they were talking, but like, I don't know, most of the time it just kind of felt like normal. I don't know if that makes sense.
Like blank expressions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like a horrible person. Our mom already was disturbed when I said this to her after I watched the movie. I laughed when Simba watched his dad die.
Really?
Because the way they did it...
Oh yeah, with the weird kind of zoom out?
The thing is, the original had a zoom out, but like, it was so dramatic. You know, you like zoomed in on Mufasa and then zoomed back out from Simba's eye, and it was like so big and epic. But this one, you start out on a medium shot on Simba, and you like zoom out a little bit, and then they held for some reason, and it just took all the...
It felt awkward to me.
And his expression, he was like... "Ah."
Yeah.
Like, if you took out the actual voice actor, there's no way you could tell that he just saw something horrible.
Yeah. Like they could do so much more, like with the other animation. You could like see like horror on his face, you know, like on the original animated version, like you could see like just the pain and the horror on Simba's face in that like exact scene. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I wonder if the mic is picking up our dog barking.
Yeah.
So, the songs. Let's move on to songs. I should have written down a list of things to talk about, but you know, we'll develop our style as this show goes on.
Yeah.
We're planning on making this a weekly series, but if we don't, oh well.
I enjoyed the songs. You know, not all of them were as great as the original. And they did add in that one Beyonce one that I was like, what is happening? Whenever it played.
The thing is, for me, The Circle of Life was the exact same.
Yeah. Was it the same, or did they record a new one?
I think the instrumentals, I feel like they must have like saved the sheet music from the last time and just gotten the exact same number of instruments and, you know, just, I feel like it was probably a new recording, but just done the exact same way as before.
Yeah.
And because it had a different singer.
Really?
Yeah.
The singer sounded the same.
Well, they got a similar one, but
Are you able to edit out Lucy's barking while we're talking?
No, but it's funny.
Okay.
Lucy, our dog, is mad about The Lion King too.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. Golly. But I when I was at listening to their version of Be Prepared, even though the actor wasn't as good as Jeremy Irons, because you know it's hard to beat him, but I still enjoyed the song, and I was like, it feels like, you know, like a good classic Disney song. I think they did some changes, because I actually that night after watching it, I listened to both versions kind of like one after the other, and like there was changes, but it was still just as enjoyable to me.
I disagree.
Really?
I hated this version of Be Prepared. It was just nothing. He just talks and there's a little bit of music and he climbs up some rocks. But in the other one, it's like there's this big epic orchestra and it's just so mighty and like terrifying. And this one, he's just like, be prepared.
It didn't feel like that to me. It felt good. I liked what they did. at the end they kind of like panned up like to the moon. I don't know. I don't know. It felt good. I mean, it wasn't as good as the original, especially like with the whole like the marching hyenas and everything. Like that's
the Nazis, like, Nazi hyenas.
Yeah, I mean that's what you think. What's what I think of when I think of Be Prepared. So it wasn't as I can't even like I can hardly remember what this one was like, but I don't know. I didn't think it was bad. That's what I'll say. I didn't think it was bad. It wasn't as good as the original, but it wasn't bad.
Let's see. So that's 2 songs. There's Circle of Life, Be Prepared. There's 5 songs total. Can You Feel the Love Tonight was the same.
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata was the same. What is the 5th song?
In the jungle.
No, that's not it.
They did more with that one though.
Be Prepared, Circle of Life, Hakuna Matata, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? We'll think of it later. But replacement actors. How did you feel about them?
What do you like?
Like compared to original ones, like Matthew Broderick to Donald Glover.
None of them were the same.
Well, except for James Earl Jones.
I mean but like I'm saying the ones that actually changed, like it wasn't the same as listening to the original. Like they did good performances, and I think they picked the best people that they could have. But like I don't know, there's just the nostalgia factor of the voices that you can't beat.
I don't know anything about Billy Eichner, but he just seemed like he was really turning up the loud, annoying factor.
Yeah.
Like Nathan Lane had a pretty good balance. He sounded like he was giving different inflections for different lines. But every line from Timon from Billy Eichner sounded like this.
Yeah.
And Seth Rogen was a great Pumbaa.
Yeah, he was the best person I could have done for Pumbaa.
Were Timon and Pumbaa, quick aside, are they fourth wall breakers now? Like they sing Be Our Guest. And like when they first say Hakuna Matata, they're all like, most people burst into applause when we say it the first time.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't happen at our screening, but I get the feeling that like at a lot of other screenings when they go Hakuna Matata, everybody was like, yes! Like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then
I guess they are fourth wall breakers. I was a little surprised whenever all that happened, but I didn't give it any more thought.
You didn't give it too much thought.
Yeah.
It was a little weird to me, but I guess the thing about you got to be new with the comedy. You can't recycle that because comedy is all about being unexpected.
Yeah.
Beyonce as Nala. I thought it was just a good standard performance.
Yeah, nothing stood out to me.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and cut to the big one. Donald Glover as Simba. What did you think?
I mean, he was good. He's already a singer, so I think his singing parts were a little bit better.
His singing parts were good,
but
it was me and our dad were talking about it, and it just felt like
I think I was there. You said that it's like they told him to act like the original. Like when it comes to the amount of inflection he gave.
Like in the not amount of inflection, but like in the original Matthew Broderick, he's got such a whiny, high pitched voice. He's like, "Oh, I can't go back to Pride Rock, Hakuna Matata," and it felt like, now you get Donald Glover, and he's got such like a better voice. He could be more, like manly or whatever. I don't want to insult Matthew Broderick over the internet with my 40 subscribers. But like it felt like he could be more respectable, talk like this. But if in the final version, it seemed like Jon Favreau was like, all right, be more like Matthew Broderick, get a little more whiny.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe it might not be like the most, you know, respectable part of, I guess, Simba as a character, but like, you know, I think he's just kind of like a whiny character. Like, you know, all characters, not all characters, I guess, are perfect, and some do have their problems. And like, he is the hero of the story, but at the same time, I think, you know, he's supposed to be kind of whiny, I guess, because, you know, he runs away, you know, and he doesn't want to, and he always just wants to kind of like have stuff given to him. That's kind of like how he thought of being a king was as a kid, and that's kind of why he loved the Hakuna Matata lifestyle so much. You know, it was just it was easy, and he didn't have any problems, and so anytime like he did have problems, he was kind of whiny about it, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I feel like he has reasons to be upset about things, though. His father.
I mean, yeah.
Almost killed him.
I mean, yeah.
Can I just say about Scar, just thinking about, you know, what Simba went through. I know in the canyon scene, Scar commits murder, but that doesn't that doesn't make me hate him as much as what he does next, where he tells Simba, "The king is dead. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be alive." Like, that line just makes me want to become a poacher and go sell Scar's pelt to Hercules or something.
Yeah.
That's a Disney reference for you.
He's definitely, I mean, he's a villain. I'm not supposed to like him.
Yeah, just that one line puts him, like, in, like, the top 3 Disney villains for me.
Really?
I'm just messing with a child's head like that.
And then just, like, being okay with, like, the kid just being eaten.
Yeah.
Adding on to that, to him being your nephew.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't really too worried about lasting psychological damage because he was only expecting Simba to be alive for another few minutes.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's wrap up this review with the most egregious thing that just brings this movie down from... If you compare it to the original is so excellent. What brings this down to mediocrity for me is the scene that they left out where, like, the whole moral of the movie is putting your past behind you and learning to be better in the future. And they illustrate that with Rafiki. Ow, what was that for? It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah.
And they cut that out entirely.
I thought they were gonna cut out his little stick entirely.
And
I was like, where's the stick?
They bring back the stick just for funny slapstick beating up hyenas. Haha, funny. Oy.
Yeah, I didn't. And they made all of his lines, like most of his lines, I think like 70% of them I could barely even hear. I don't know if that was like the actor, but like I could just, like, I never really understood what he was saying.
Yeah, he had a pretty thick accent. Alright, let's finish.
It just seemed kind of quiet.
Let us end the review with I remember you complained about your favorite line was taken out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get why they did it, but my favorite line is whenever, you know, he goes, "Luau," Timon. And then I get, and, you know, it's not really realistic to put a grass skirt and a lei on a you know, realistic looking meerkat, but it's my favorite line, you know.
There's just something great about the song. About, what do you want me to do? Dress in drag and do the hula? Luau! Yeah, if you're hungry for a hunk of bacon, dang it, I'm trying to I wanted to end the review with the song, and I had the lyrics pulled up, and an ad popped up in front of the lyrics.
Eh.
Okay, Ben and Jerry. Thank you, Ben and Jerry's. This episode sponsored by Ben and Jerry's.
No, it's not. You know, yesterday was National Ice Cream Day.
Cool.
I didn't even eat ice cream. I'm ashamed. Are we not going to give it like a rating out of 10?
No, I don't like ratings.
I like it.
Alright, Philip, I'm never going to do ratings because numbered ratings are dumb. Philip is going to give you his rating of this film.
6.75 out of 10.
6.75 meerkat grass skirts out of 10.